can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there.
In his most recent training videos, Von Davis demonstrated to us that Lamont Roach may be having some power issues. Tank has demonstrated that he still takes Lamont Roach seriously, more seriously than most fans anticipated, by transforming his body to a more athletic and lean appearance and by demonstrating his strength and speed when he hits the pads. Tank has also caused sympathy among most athletes for Lamont Roach.
Able to solve Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it. We're going to get the results.
Move that head, bob and weave, bob.
Tank recently shared a straightforward video of himself hitting pads, but this time he appears to be moving really quickly. Fans began to speculate that Tank's training videos are a little too sped up, and it makes sense. The man appears to be punching with lightning speed, each blow coming faster than the one before it. The video focused on precise technique rather than merely speed. Davis even said it out and clearly, "I'll put them on a flight in Harlem Hospital," with a horrifying degree of assurance. Yes, I did tell them that we were mumbling Eavisacade. That is a warning. It's not simply trash talk. Simply put, Roach wants to reconsider entering the ring with someone who is so prepared to cause harm.
I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. He want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs get in the ring together. And
the comments section was exploding with fans. A viewer noted, "That boy is going to hurt something," after being utterly mesmerized by the video. Another, obviously hoping Davis would wipe out the entire lightweights, said, "Let's clean out all these 135 ERs." Nevertheless, other people kept it brief, with one fan stating that he isn't playing FRR. However, the statement that truly resonated with everyone was that they were being given beds out of the hospital. It's hilarious, but it carried the terrible fact is that people actually think Roach is entering a nightmare.
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be...
The problem with these training films, though, is that they always look fantastic. The footwork appears unstoppable, the combinations flow flawlessly, and the punches are clean. Pads don't hit back, which is the beauty of training in a controlled setting. We all seen what occurred with Mike Tyson. The crazy training tapes he saw before to the bout Jake when fight night arrived and reality set in. Paul Tyson looked like a monster, like the younger version of himself. His age was evident, his feet weren't moving as they once did, and his petrol tank was empty. Gervonta Tank Davis is in his prime, unlike retired legends like Mike Tyson. Fans trust his dominance because Davis has consistently proven his ability to back up the hype. Now, with his recent announcement to retire in 2025, all eyes are on his so-called farewell tour, the first stop, a showdown against Lamont Roach. For Roach, this is an unenviable position, facing one of the sport's most formidable fighters at the height of his powers. This announcement, however, has sparked controversy. While Davis says he's ready to step away from the ring after a few more fights, not everyone is convinced. Floyd Schofield Sr., father of rising star Floyd Schofield Jr., has a different perspective. He claims Davis' retirement talk isn't about fatigue, but rather about avoiding his son. According to Schofield Sr., Davis privately admitted, "I would never get in the ring with that guy." This bold accusation aligns with something Schofield Sr. has been saying for years.
And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah,
now watch this.
Now
watch.
They gonna be
now
there.
Watch.
When Floyd gets up to that level where he's mandatory to Davis, Davis will retire. If there's truth to these claims, it could alter how fans perceive Davis' exit from the sport. Is he bowing out at the top of his game or dodging future challenges? Davis hasn't addressed the allegations, staying laser-focused on Roach while teasing a possible bout with Ryan Garcia as a follow-up. Fans are eagerly speculating about his final opponent. Will it be another superstar, or will Davis surprise everyone with an unexpected matchup? Meanwhile, Lamont Roach is caught in the middle of this whirlwind. Facing Davis under these circumstances brings immense pressure. Training videos of Davis paint him as an unstoppable force, with fans flooding social media predicting Roach's defeat. The weight of hype, expectations, and Davis' farewell narrative looms over the entire event. But boxing is nothing if not unpredictable. While Davis looks unbeatable, fights aren't won on pads, they're decided in the ring. Roach could defy expectations and land the punch no one sees coming, or Davis might fulfill his promise to send Roach to Harlem Hospital. This clash sets the stage for one of the most anticipated moments in boxing. Fans won't know how it unfolds until the bell rings, but one thing is certain: the anticipation is electric. Whether Davis' farewell tour cements his legacy or invites new questions about his career, the journey begins now. The only question is, who will write the final chapter? Davis, his opponent, or the unpredictability of the sport itself?
That Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is. It goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not.
Gervonta Tank Davis isn't just honing his skills in the ring. His training regimen reflects his dedication to the craft. Recently, he posted a video of himself tossing a medicine ball with intensity, turning a seemingly simple exercise into a showcase of his explosive power. Fans were left marveling at the connection between drills like this and his knockout strength. One observer joked that Davis' training routine might be tougher than some of his recent opponents.
I say ninth round.
What?
I say ninth round.
You said ninth?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at ninth.
I'm telling you, you saying you going down in a night?
However, not everyone is impressed. Critics like Tim Bradley continue to question the narrative surrounding Davis' career. Bradley has accused Davis of being under protective custody, reigniting debates about whether Tank is truly taking one of the best fighters in his weight class. While Lamont Roach is a solid opponent on paper, he isn't the marquee name fans hope to see on Davis' schedule. Bradley and others argue that bouts like this do little to cement Davis' legacy, with some suggesting that his team carefully selects opponents to ensure favorable outcomes. Questions about weight advantages and strategically chosen matchups add fuel to the critique. Despite the doubts, Davis remains a force to be reckoned with. His intense training and undeniable talent keep him at the forefront of boxing, but the ongoing criticism highlights the challenges he faces in solidifying his status as an all-time great. Whether Davis steps up to fight the division's most dangerous challengers or continues to follow a more calculated path will determine how his legacy is ultimately defined. For now, fans and critics alike will be watching his every move.
He's been catered more than I've been, and pampered more than I've ever been.
Boxing fans have talked about you and Ryan for a long time.
I think more me and Tank will be than Ryan. I like facing the guys that beat the guy rather than the guy that lost to the guy. Ryan just kept literally lunging in and throwing the hooks.
Not everyone agrees with Tim Bradley's critique of Gervonta Tank Davis. His fans are quick to defend him, pointing to this flawless 30-0 record with an astounding 28 knockouts. Whether his opponents are carefully selected or not, you can't fake the kind of power and precision Davis consistently displays in the ring. Still, rumors of Davis' retirement after a few more fights have added a new layer to the conversation. For critics, the announcement raises questions. If Davis is planning a farewell tour, why not go out by facing the toughest opponents possible? This sentiment has only gained traction with accusations from Floyd Schofield Sr., who claims Davis is avoiding a fight with his son, rising star Floyd Schofield Jr. Schofield Sr. alleges that Davis' retirement talk is a calculated move to sidestep the challenge. True or not, this narrative fuels doubts about Davis' career choices and whether he's truly seeking to test himself against the best in the division. For now, Davis fans stand firm in their belief that his record and knockout power speak louder than the criticism. But as his retirement approaches, the pressure to prove himself against elite opponents will only intensify.
Teofimo?
Yeah.
What you think about Teofimo calling you and Crawford a brother?
I just said what I said.
Do you think his demeanor gonna change if he get in front of you?
Yeah.
Opinions about Gervonta Tank Davis remain sharply divided within the boxing world. Some regard him as an unstoppable force, a rare blend of raw talent and meticulous preparation. Others, however, see him as a carefully managed asset whose team prioritizes marketability over testing him against the division's elite. With Davis hinting at retirement, the stakes are rising. Fans wonder if he will finally face the big names they've been clamoring for, or if his career will end as a mix of undeniable brilliance and lingering questions. The ongoing debate about his legacy was recently reignited by Teofimo Lopez's candid comments. Never one to hold back, Lopez dismissed Davis's knockout streak as less impressive than it appears, pointing to the quality of his opponents. For Lopez, Davis's devastating power isn't in question, but the level of competition has been. As Davis' career moves toward its supposed conclusion, the pressure to silence critics and solidify his place among the greats has never been greater. Whether he rises to the occasion or leaves fans wondering what might have been, his next moves will define how his legacy is ultimately remembered.
We want to see how good Tank is too. Like, we don't really know how good he is.
Biggest fight for you being Tank Davis, I assume?
Yeah, I think so.
With whom has he engaged in combat? They're not seasoned fighters, Lopez said, echoing a criticism expressed by many in the boxing community. I'm unlike anybody he's ever encountered. Never. Lopez has the qualifications, but it's a strong assertion. As a former undisputed heavyweight champion, he has proven himself by defeating some of the greatest, including Vasilij Lomachenko, in one of the biggest upsets in recent memory.
Chasing people around, I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, he could try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't need him, so.